Hey everyone, Mitch coming in with the Commander Score Studio. Welcome to the show. So, well, first of all, you can blame Eddie for this deck. So right now in the comments, go ahead and hashtag blame Eddie, because this is all Eddie's fault. Recently played against one of Eddie's new decks, and it inspired this one, which is not at all like Eddie's deck. It's just very off the wall, and this deck is crazy. This deck does something that, well, will surprise your friends and also will make them go, oh no, oh no again, oh no again, oh no, what in the world? Let's jump into it. So we've got, okay, also not Essica, sorry. The other side, the Prismatic Bridge. This is what your deck is going to be built around. So yeah, the Prismatic Bridge. I love this card. It is a crazy cool card. Many players use it in certain ways. You're like, hey, okay, big creatures, awesome, yay! Or like, hey, planeswalkers, yay! And I build it in not those ways. Anyway, a legendary enchantment for Wooburg, one of each color. Beginning of your upkeep, real cards to the top of your library to reveal a creature or planeswalker card, put that card on the battlefield, and the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order. This deck is built around one particular creature, and we're going to be doing some crazy things with it. And when I say some crazy things, I mean guaranteed crazy plays, guaranteed obnoxiousness, guaranteed your opponents will be like, what in the world is this crazy concoction that is demolishing me right now? And it's demolishing me for just $21.31 according to Moxfield. That does not include shipping or basic lands, but you already have those basics. It's incredibly budget friendly, even though the Prismatic Bridge, or, you know, Essica, whatever you want to call it, is $3.80. You know, decently, I mean, middle of the road, I guess, when it comes to price for a commander, I guess, you know, around $4. That's a lot of the budget. And I will say, every single card in this deck outside of one card, the card that is Eddie's fault, you know, and that inspired the deck, that card is more than my normal budget of 50 cents per card that I'm doing these days. But still, I made an exception for that one card. The rest of the deck, again, 50 cents or less for every single card. That's why it's so budget friendly, even though two of the cards are well outside of the budget. Yeah. With all that said, let's jump into the tactics and talk about what exactly you want to do with this deck. After I remind you that if you are interested in this crazy off the wall deck, check out that deck list link in the description below. Now let's jump into the tactics. First up, tactic number one, I'm calling it the red herring, because this is, well, yeah, this is a card that's going to throw your opponents off completely, off the trail of what this deck wants to do, because Kahira the Orphan Guard is our companion. Do we really care about that? No, not at all, really, but it's a companion that fits the requirements. A 3/2 cat beast for 1, Selesnya. I almost forgot, I was going to say Simic, and then I went Selesnya. Anyway, I got it, anyways. Companion, each creature card in your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast. So yeah, again, we only have one creature in this entire deck, and it meets one of those. So yay, we can use Kahira. On top of that, it's got vigilance. Each other creature controls a cat, elemental, dinosaur, nightmare. The beast gets +1 and vigilance. That's nice. Do we really care about that? No, not really. What we care about, again, is that this is literally just a 33-cent card to throw our opponents off the scent of what this deck wants to do. They see this, and we're like, ah, cool, yeah, we got our Eska deck. We've got, you know, Kahira. They're like, oh, yeah, okay, cool. They're gonna, you know, do like a tribal deck with like those tribes maybe, or like one of those specific tribes. Okay, cool, yeah, just creatures, cool, awesome. They won't be like, oh, no, this crazy deck is coming off the wall, and all of a sudden, I'm gone. I will actually say that Zerda is actually another companion that you could use if you want to. That would seem a bit more threatening probably than Kahira, but yeah, you could use either one as a red herring to throw your opponents off the scent of what this deck wants to do. Now, with all that said, let's jump into what this deck actually wants to do. Because now we're going to talk about the golden pig of this deck, of course, the number one card out of 99, and there's gold in the card itself, Etali Primal Conqueror. That's right, Eddie made an Etali Primal Conqueror deck, and it inspired this build. It doesn't do anything like this, but it's a very cool deck in and of itself. But I just saw the card and I was like, wait, yes, potential, craziness, here we go. So Etali Primal Conqueror is not within my 50-cent budget. Again, this is a nearly $5 card, and again, with this plus the commander that's like $9 worth of the budget, or like 8 something, I don't know, anyways, a lot of the budget, and it's still just a $21 deck somehow, because, yeah, you can do some crazy things. Regardless, it's a 7/7 Elder Dinosaur Trample that costs 5 red. When it enters the battlefield, each player exiles cards to the top of their library until they exile a non-land card. You may cast any number of spells from among the non-land cards exiled this way without paying the mana costs. Yeah, that's what we care about. Now, a lot of players are really excited about the back. So let's quickly go with the back. You can transform it for 9 a Phyrexian green. Active owns the sorcery. It flips over into, well, an 11/11 trample indestructible and basically infect, essentially. Deal combination of player that give me that many poison counters. You can one-shot KO an opponent with this. You can still utilize that side if you really want to with this. But what you really want is actually the front side. You want that ETB because that is an absurdly powerful ETB. Essentially, it takes Etali, the original Etali's, attack trigger, and says, instead of being attack trigger, let's just make it a even better ETB. Taking off the top until we hit a non-land, and all of a sudden we can just cast that for free for every single player, including ourselves. And because we can do that, and because we can guarantee that we hit this with the Prismatic Bridge, again, this is the only creature in the deck, we hit it, and then we know that we can actually guaranteed hit something that can get us that again and again and again and again and again and again and again, because the only cards in this deck outside of this one are ones that can actually make sure that we get that ETB again in different ways, but you get that ETB again. So we can do this an absurd amount of times in a single turn, and all of a sudden, we just cast not only a lot of spells from our deck, basically every spell from our deck, but also every spell, well, not every spell, many spells out of our opponent's decks. Nearly their entire deck. We are casting their deck, we are casting our deck. Good luck to them. So now let's go to tag number 3, Don't Blink. First up, we've got Cloud Shift. Cloud Shift is a very simple card. Instant for a single white mana, exile target creature control, return to the battlefield under your control. Cool. Again, we hit this with, our, I'm not going to say commander. It's not really our commander. It's like our secret commander. It's like secret Etali, essentially, commander. And all of a sudden, oh, okay, cool. Yep, get to cast that for free. And yep, we get to blink Etali, comes right back into play. Get that ETB again. With our blink effects, we want immediate blink. There are other ones like Teferi's Time Twister or whatnot that essentially can blink and they return the end step. We don't want that. We want everything right now. We want every single one of these effects to be like, hey, leave, come back, get that ETB again, get lovely stuff off the top of our opponent's libraries for free, and then get another spell like maybe Flicker of Fate. Cool. Okay, exile creature enchantment, do it again. Jeskar's Portal, basically exact same thing, except it's got first strike. Cool, Etali's got first strike. We don't care. What we care about again is blink right away, come back. And keep in mind, a lot of these are really low to the ground spells. So yeah, again, on that turn when this craziness happens, it's probably gonna be just a crazy time, and you're probably gonna have some crazy cards in your hand like this that you can actually just cast, because you're also gonna have mana available, because you don't need to use mana on the Prismatic Bridge on that same turn that Etali's coming out, so you're gonna have mana for even more blink effects when you need them. Moving on, Momentary Blink, exile creature, bring it back. You can also flash it back, so again, you can utilize this a second time when you need to. Planetary Incision, exile an artifact or creature, comes back with a counter on it. Cool, Etali, you're slightly bigger. Who cares? What we care about is the ETB. Siren's Ruse, Etali's not a pirate. We don't care about that. What we care about is, again, just exile, come right back. Slip on the ring, sure, congratulations, we get to get to have the ring tempt us, whatever, that doesn't matter. What we care about again is the blink effect. Acrobatic Maneuver, draw a card after the blink as well. Blur, draw a card and blink as well. Displace, now we can blink 2 creatures, and yeah, sure, if we really want to we can do that, but we really don't care most of the time, and all we care about really is, again, blinking Etali. There we got Ghostly Flicker, blink an artifact, blink a creature, blink a land, whatever you want to blink out of those two of them I should say, do that. Cool. Then we got Scroll Shift. Blink an artifact, creature, enchantment, draw a card. Again, it's going to be Etali. Against all odds, this one actually can help us out in multiple ways. Exile target artifact or creature you control to the battlefield or your control. Return target artifact or creature card, mana value 3 or less to greater the battlefield. Okay, actually, it's not going to help us out in multiple ways, because in most decks, you would be able to use that second part, but in this one, no, we don't care about that, because we don't have any other things in our deck that we can hit. Moving on, Illusionist Stratagem. We've got an instant for 4 mana in total, exile up to 2 target creatures you control, those cards battlefield, under those control, draw a card. There you go. Settle Beyond Reality. Exile creature you control. Cool, so we can get rid of a creature we don't control, and also exile a creature, bring it right back again. So we've got all these blink effects that are immediate effects that say, hey, okay, go, Etali ETB'd. All right, cool, all right, we get those things for free. Cool. All right, Etali ETBs again. Free spells every single time. Again, every single of these blink effects is basically, hey, cast 3 things for your opponents for free. And then do it again, and again, and again. But of course, outside of blink effects, we've got other ways to use and abuse the ETBs from Etali. Like, you know what? Hey, clone spells. Croaking Counterpart. Create a token of target non-frog creature. Etali is not a frog. You get a 1/1 green frog version of it, essentially, and you can flash this back. So yeah, cool. I know that Etali is legendary. Who cares? We get that token copy of Etali. That is now a frog. Doesn't matter. It's going to be sacrificed because legend rule. We still get that ETB, and we can do it again with that flashback. Fade Infatuation, again, just another free ETB for us, essentially, after hitting off the top. Copy Etali, cool. This one also, Mirage Mockery, cool. Yeah, you can copy an artifact creature, not going to do that. You're going to copy Etali and get a secondary copy of it. Then there's Machine God's Effigy, an artifact that can actually help us out. Into the battle is a copy of any creature in the battlefield except it has. Tap for blue, cool. Taps for blue. Yeah, cool. What we care about again is just Etali. Etali all the time. Next up, Mythos of Aluna. Your token's copy of target permanent. So yes, again, we can copy Etali, copy whatever you want, but it's going to be Etali time. Replication technique. This one get us 2 Etali triggers because we make 2 copies of Etali. Yeah, sure, we have to demonstrate. So like, yeah, you over there who's got like nothing good in play, make a copy of one of your things. And we're like, all right, now we get 2 Etalis, 2 triggers, even more juicy value. Next up, repudiate, replicate. If we need to copy target activate triggered ability, we can, or sorry, counter it, we can, but more likely, yeah, let's just copy a creature we control, which is going to be Etali. So there you go. Zersplin's Judgment. Everyone else is a foe. We are a friend. Let's copy a creature. They have to bounce creature back to their hands. Lovely. Then we've got Cabaret Confluence. This can help us out in a big way. Choose 3. You can choose the same mode more than once. And the mode we're going to pick most of the time is that first one. Create a token's copy of target creature you control. It gains haste. Sacrifice being the next end step. So we do this 3 times. Get 3 token copies of Etali. Sure, they all get sacrificed. Who cares? Because legend roll, we don't care. What we care about is that is 3 triggers from Etali, which means that's 9 spells for free off the top of our opponent's libraries. Or we can exile an artifact enchantment if we really need to. Or a creature start playing controls get +1 swing in first strike. Sure, but what really matters again is, hey, you know what? Let's get all the juicy things. Sealy's Artistry. We can copy an artifact. We can copy a creature, except it's an artifact. Cool, extra value. Again, what we really care about is copy Etali. Then there's Spitting Image. This one's repeatable. Create a token's copy of target creature, and we can also retrace it by discarding a land and casting it out of our graveyard by paying 6. So yeah, again, if we need to kind of reset things, we can. But most likely, we're just gonna have this big explosive turn where our opponents are gonna be like, what is going on? Oh yeah, Etali again. Oh yeah, Etali again. Oh yeah, Etali again. And we can do that again with Stolen Identity as well. Create token's copy target artifact or creature. We can cipher it on a creature. Yeah, we're gonna have an absurd army by the end of this, but just getting all the things for free off the top of our opponent's libraries as well. So yeah, we're gonna be able to probably get a creature through again to copy if we really want to. Crazy times had by all. Next up on attack number 5, there and back again. We got some crazy ways to get the ETB again, like Reality Scramble, a very weird kind of polymorph type effect. Put target permanent you own on the bottom of your library. Reveal card to the top of your library to reveal a card that shares a type with it. Put that card on the battlefield, the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. Yeah, Etali, only creature in our deck. Therefore, cool. Hey, if we put it on the bottom of our library, and then all of a sudden, we reveal at the top until we hit something, it's going to hit Etali. We're going to hit Etali again and again and again with this. And again, keep in mind, this again does have retrace, so you can cast it again. So make sure you do that. Then there's Dance Macabre. This is a very strange one. Sorcery for 5 mana. Each player sacrifices a non-token creature. Roll a d20. Add the toughness of the creature sacrifice this way. 1 through 14. Return a creature card from the graveyard this way on the battlefield under your control. It's going to be Etali. So Etali gets sacrificed. Bring it back. If we get a 15 plus, which might happen because again, Etali has a decent amount of toughness, we get to return up to 2 target creatures in graveyard this way. So it's just battlefield under control. So basically, yeah, steal something an opponent had to. So just kind of insult to injury with that. Get something else back as well. There's Infernal Offering. Choose an opponent. You and that player each sacrifice a creature. Each one is sacrifice creature this way. Draws 2 cards. So cool. Sacrifice Etali. Draw 2. Choose an opponent. Return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. And then that also player, the other player does too as well. So basically, hey, we both get to reanimate something. And actually, yes, that can be Etali because this does not target. It says a creature, so you sacrifice Etali first. It's going to be in your graveyard, then you can bring it right back. Again, another weird way to kind of get its ETB. We're going to take all the ways that we can, though. And then finally, let's move on to attack number 6. Swing, swing, swing. Because, well, I did make one exception. One exception for a card that technically doesn't get us the ETBs in the way that I like them, which again was right away. Right away, we want immediate value, right? That's okay, though, with the Hero's Resolve. Champion for 5 mana in total. Creature control at +1/+0 and have haste. Haste is huge because, hey, again, we got this giant miscellaneous army out of nowhere again that's thrown together from all of our opponent's cards that we just cast. Again, you could just win potentially with cards that your opponents have that you're just casting again and again and again. Or you might just, again, have this massive army, essentially, of creatures that you stole from your opponents, and now they all have haste. They all have haste. They're all giant creatures that are just like, hey, cool, yeah, I've just got this giant army out of nowhere. I didn't expect it either. Oh, now I'm going to swing right away and take you all out at once after basically casting your entire libraries. And hey, if that doesn't work out, if we hit this before we want to, again, if you hit this as one of your first cards off the top, that's okay. We can recover because it does say at the beginning of your end step, exile any number target non-token artifacts and or creatures you control. Turn those cards battlefield under control the next upkeep. Again, this does wait in upkeep to get that ETB again. That's okay. We can still kind of start that process then. Also, do keep in mind, again, like I said, on the turn where all this craziness is happening, you're going to have mana because you cast the Prismatic Bridge on the previous turn. Then on that turn, you're untapping, you've got mana, so you're going to have some spells, in your hand, maybe in your graveyard with the flashback cards or retrace cards to recast or cast a card out of your hand that can get you that ETB again from Etali, so you can just utilize that. So yeah, this is a fantastic card, one that can win you the game. And again, this big splashy play. Have fun with that. But now as this episode is coming to a close, I'd love to get your thoughts on it because, well, it's a pretty out there kind of a deck. One that is pretty crazy and one that, well, yeah, very well might surprise your friends. And this is one that you can really adjust depending on what your budget and kind of what you want to do with it. If you're okay with a bit of a delay, again, utilize those kind of delay blink spells. If you want to, extend the budget a little bit, you can get more and more and more of these kind of immediate impact cards as well in ways to just keep things going. Again, yeah, I mean, essentially, there's, 67 lands in this deck, so you're pretty much guaranteed to hit the amount of mana that you need. There's certain lands that can tap for more than one. You can sacrifice lands and essentially get even more mana, essentially, just to, really kind of just have this, oh, cool, yeah, spurt, just get it out, and then, all of a sudden, just be able to win the game from there. So, yeah, you can adjust this deck to kind of your preferences, essentially, and how you want to go about. You can have some misses if you want. I kind of designed it so, yeah, essentially, after you get going, and if opponent's not going to stop you, you're not missing. You're just hitting again and again and again to do crazy things with this crazy creature that, again, your opponents might not expect. Because, again, they're like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, Prismatic Bridge, Kahira deck. Yeah, you really care about nightmares or cats or whatever, or dinosaurs or whatever kind of, creatures it is. And then it's like, no, there's one dinosaur and you're not going to want to see it again and again and again. So yeah, it's a crazy out there deck. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on it. If you are interested in the deck, make sure you check out that deck list link in the description below. And of course, as always, thanks again and have a good one. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. We also have a ton of brand new t-shirt designs in stock, so make sure you check out those as well. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG Player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all of their support.